And we're back. How about that? November. How is that? Pretty good. Getting my cleric to hub 4. It's the big leagues now, son.
Only the holiest of the holies dare tread in this most unholy, sacrilegious place. And this guy.
You have played this game too long.
I've played it so long that I'm getting dreams about it. Which has happened to me with games, by the way. Not specifically Hexen. It's just my brain's way of sorting how I do this. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I have a fear that dreaming is just defragging the brain. Which means this weapon is defragging the dead spirits and their ghosts. I don't know. Come to think of it, all these weapons sort of make me feel more like a necromancer than more of a cleric, but they're holy ghosts, and I stole this weapon for a good cause. Yeah. Look carefully, so that you may not despair unto the eye of a serpent and its staffs. 2 sevens, 1 staff, they say. Well, it should have an easier time blasting everything. That's for sure. It's not going to be as nearly as difficult as it was for Fighter to deal with. Oh yeah, I was doing more research on playing Blakestone, and it's harder than Wolfenstein. You have to put more planning into it. But that is not the thing I want to bring up, or rather, it is the lead up to what I want to bring up, which is whatever I do for the Misc videos. I had some ideas for that. It's just it would involve compilation discs, and it'd be the only way it could reliably get daily content from me, or I'm just doing like a day. Except there are not enough days in a lifetime to cover all that content, so I don't think it's a good idea. Let me just work with what I have, son. No, my whole thing is if I can finish one project for the other, I need to actually know if I can do that. Then it gets top billing, right? As opposed to being like, I'm stuck on Hexen, I need to play something else in between. And it's just like, well, you could. But then there'd be a lot of stuff you forget, so. It's your, pick your poison. Whether you're trying to be stuck on one game until you figure out, or just going in between back and forth several games. Which I know some people do on their streams and their channels, where it's just like, I'm doing like 5 different games today. I will continue all 5 of them tomorrow. It's like, okay. I mean, you get the variety, but also good luck remembering what it is you're doing sometimes. We think we strike a heavy balance between the dead and the not as dead. The living dead. Evil dead. 1, 2, and 3. A veritable army of darkness falls upon the magic man with my poison blast and my fire blast and my holiest of holy blasts getting blasted in the ass with ordinary ass mace. Boy, I sure do like getting lost. Again, there have been differences in enemies the whole time I've been playing this game, but it's very subtle. Some are more obvious than others, but there's other subtleties. Like, example, when I start playing as Mage, I know that there's going to be more Ifrits at the beginning. That wasn't something I would have noticed until beforehand. It's just like, oh, maybe they spawned in from a different place. Like, no. Nah, man. Just check out that Doom Wiki, right? By the way, the Doom Wiki doesn't know everything. That's because, like all wikis, it is incomplete. Do your part! I'm doing my part. Learn more! How? I don't know. Not Doom.fandom, though. I mean Doom Wiki. I don't know what's happening with those wikis. They're just like a conglomerate under one company. That's kind of weird to me. If anything, each wiki should be like according to whoever's making it. I guess it depends on the founder of each wiki, really. But you don't want to found the wiki, you just want to provide the informations. Especially like for something I'd say. Yeah, I feel like we're at the stage of game where wikis have replaced instruction manuals now. Now, you might think this is a good thing, but I don't know. I feel like there should only be enough information to just start the game for any game. If you need to provide an ongoing wiki for every game you're on, I mean, sure. I mean, that's kind of how Zelda turned out awesome at first. Then the tropes became, well, fairly simple. Then again, it was the 80s and no one knew what they were doing with video games yet, but they were trying. I still wholeheartedly believe that Super Mario 3 was the real beginning of video games for me. You know, the real change from an arcade game to a game you play at home. That's what I think. And Zelda being like one of the games that first used SRM, well, besides the fact, you know, Famicom discs were made a disk that could save the computer, never mind that. But being an earlier game in which you could save your file and stuff really helped with that home console aspect. So don't be against saving. Saving can save your life, it could save your friends. Anytime you say or don't save, I said to you, you're an arcade game. Like maybe that Sega stuff, that Sega game's not saving. So they decided, okay, we'll save because it's cool. Though in Sonic's case, I have to wonder. There's probably arcade cabinets for Sonic the Hedgehog, right? I don't mean the kind that... Well, there was for Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, which was weird. Like, you don't name him Sega Sonic, it's just Sonic. Maybe if they meant, like, Sega's... presenting Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog, like, as an introductory title, as the arcade game name, okay. But calling him Sega Sonic is a lot like me calling Mario Nintendo Mario. Super Nintendo Mario Brothers! Nah, I don't think so, mate. It was all worth it for that crater of might. I still don't know why we keep calling it a crater. I get the might part, but a crater, I don't know. Maybe it just has another meaning, but it seems to me it's more appropriate to call it either like a goblet or a grail than a crater. The Holy Grail! Yeah, I know. The only weird part about that movie is how it ends. Is your mana greener than mine? Call a professional and find out. What kind of professional? I didn't ask you. I just said to call one.
Oh, the magic. Must defeat the magic people.
It's like, your dark magic is no match for my just as dark magic. Who's really the good guy here? Oh, that'll be a fun discussion to have when I start playing Hexen 2, because there's like the goodest guy, the not quite as good guy, but still definitely a good guy. The neutral? Someone that's relatively neutral. And then another person that's really fucking evil and is just mad that the villain took his thunder. And another person later is just like, nah. Like, I'm just doing this for my own reasons. I don't give a shit about any of you. And yet they all come together. It makes you think of how many D&D campaigns work, where like somehow every one of the party members works together despite having different alignments. It makes for a fun conversational time, and that's kind of the point. You could say the point of it is helping with game mechanics, which is, in my case, very true. But I mean, I think the actual point of it is just a social brainstorming. Yeah, social brainstorming. I think that's the best way to describe good people talking of that type. Social brainstorming. Because I need a hell of a lot of it. Now you know my secret. It's not really a secret, though. It's more of, I don't know. It's kind of like a decade. So, I don't know how much it matters anymore. It's just like, I just do it to do it. It keeps me regular. Yeah, it's like my social life is a lot like my bowel movements. Sometimes I just don't for a while, and then sometimes I just do it really fast and hard and loose. But not for too long. And then that's it, you know. I stay away for a while. Klex in my Herrick. Klexin it. Lexin Luthoric. Yeah, Lexin. There we go. It's a Superman game about Hexen. We call it Lexin. Da, 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 da. Wow. Don't I still have to go on the top rim of things? Crap. Oh, you know what? I bet I forgot certain buttons. That would sound like me. This is definitely the level where I forget things the most. Can you blame me? Actually, you can. Blame me for forgetting. Or some people are like, oh, don't blame me. Blame my brain for being stupid. It's like, dude, that's you. That's you, man. You are the brain. You are the father. He's not the brain father. The brain father. Okay. So hear me out. It's a psychological mafia thriller that lasts in 3 movies. The Brain Father. I'm not saying you can make a good movie based on the title, but I think I have something here. Brain Father. He's got the brains of a father. Oh no. Or his brain is the father. Like, he's not the father, but his brain is. Like, the brain just hops out of his head, has its own life and family with other brains from other people. That just reminds me of, like, when people write stories about people who have, like, other families that they attend to. Like, say the person's like, okay, I'm going to work, and then it turns out that they're going to their other family. But then, afterwards, he has to decide which house he's staying at, decide which place he's working overnight, because he's going to decide that when he leaves there to go to his original family, or whatever you call original, the first one, that is hypothetically mentioned, he tells the second family that he's going to work, and then he goes to the first family and just goes back and forth, and then decides where to sleep that day. The question here is, how's he getting paid? That's a good question. Maybe someone pays him. Or maybe he has a scheme on the side that he can only activate while everyone's asleep. Like, I guess it works out if you're the kind of person that can't sleep. I've heard tell that there are very rare, or there's a very rare, like, possibility of people not having this, of like a certain, at least having like a handful of people who don't actually need to sleep that often. As in, like, say, like 4 hours a day. I would kill to have a life like that. Like, imagine not really needing to sleep at all. And you just get your brain rest from, like, you know, food and drink as opposed to just sleeping. It would be amazing. Or if you just, like, do yoga or take a shower, it's like, oh good, that didn't take as long as taking a whole fucking dirt nap. Yep, I'm just remembering random stuff I read about the internet over the few decades of being a part of it, so to speak. Those serpents in those holes, you can get them out from outside instead of doing it this dumb way. I would have had to spot them all in the darkness, so this is easier. At least find them that way. Certainly couldn't really shove a flechette in there, not like the warrior, which is why the warrior has uses. Let's face it, all these characters have situational uses. That's kind of half the point of playing them all. The other point is enemy change. Enemy placement, actually, yeah. Enemy placement was my first go-to reason for playing all 3 classes. But this is just a bonus. Holy shit, Centaur infighting. I guess that'd be easier if they're Slaughtars. But also, like, it would take like, they'd be distracted for a while if they don't actually kill each other due to, like, all their shielding. But then, wait, hear me out. What if a Slaughtar is about to hit another Slaughtar without realizing it? The Slaughtar shields, but then the original Slaughtar shields, and then we have a ping-pong match infighting. They could be at it forever. Assuming no one else interferes. That interferer is me. I may have wasted a poison cloud or two, don't mind it. Yes, follow the poison with your nose and your noses.
Your noses shall see the light of God. If you smell him, he shall be one with all things.
The one true being. The Lord. Ugh. You know, that'd be a great costume. It's just like to be a Knight Templar. It's like, stop there! You have committed the sin of breathing down my neck. Or something silly like that. It's like, aha! You're on the grass when the sign clearly said keep off the grass. Except the grass is like a few inches off and on the road. It's like, aha! I got you now! You know? I guess that's why a character like Frollo is so terrifying. He believes they're doing the right thing, but it's not. There's plenty more people like that than realize. But rather, we haven't really... I mean, a lot of people say we've progressed as a species. I think I made an argument about this one, so... I don't think I'm going to do this one again. No, I don't think I will. There's other things I like to talk about repeatedly. That's not one. Repeatedly! Repeat Ted! Ted is the one being peated. Repeat Ted. Now we just need someone named Repeat Ted. Hello. I am not the Nostalgia Critic. I don't even... You know, the worst thing about the Nostalgia Critic is that I didn't actually mind watching his stuff until I just really got sick of it. That was so long ago. That was so long ago, dude. If I try to watch it now, I just realize, wait, no. We're just reviewing anything. It's just like, yeah. The thing about reviewing old stuff is that new stuff essentially starts resembling stuff at some point, and then you're just like, wait, play the new stuff. Also, I will call them boomer shooters if I want. Maybe it's not hilarious, but does that ever stop me from doing anything? I know it's really supposed to be, which is like the same thing as saying I'm retro gaming, and I'm just like, oh, I get it, it's because I'm old. But, you know, I don't really care anymore. Like, great, I'm old, so what? What's your point? Everyone gets old. It's like, no, you gotta do it how the new kids do it. It's like, you know, age, old or young, has nothing to do with intelligence. It's just the more time passes, the more you are likely to be, the more potential you have to be likely or intelligent. Or wiser. So, I don't mean crapola. With my raviola. A platform has lowered in the tower. Hello? The tower has lowered in the platform. Hello? That is my ranking in chess. Hello? Vibrator up the butt. Now you are chess master. Yes! The real question is this a strategy IBM will have to figure out? I don't know. No idea. Oh! Dark Servant, more like Dork Servant. Yeah, got him. Got him. Are we done calling music bangers and slappers yet? Like, actually, no. It's more like people say a thing, but then everyone else starts saying a thing. There's no explanation as to how or why, but I catch wind of that. And I think the moral story is that a meme is like spam. I don't want it just because it's repeated. I decide whether I want it, son. We must all filter our memes through our brain stems, and then some. Grow the tree fountain of new ideas from which your brain can become a part of garden of intelligentsia, or something. Yeah, I guess. Fire hands! Fire hands does whatever the fire cans. Ooh. I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's suffering in the world right now. I'm sorry. Can't do shit about it. Although, by the power invested in me, I will just continue to do what I do because I do it best. In my not humble opinion, let's not mess with the chafe. I'm definitely not going to be humble about what I do. I mean, I'm going to be humble about how I interact with people. Yes. That much is true. But whatever I do, nah, man. 'Cause you know, the worst thing happens is, like, I just want to do it harder. Like, I see Zero Master do faster things on Doom. Like, that just encourages me to do more Doom. Even if I know I'm not going to be a speedrunner. It's like, yeah, you know, it doesn't make it look, it makes it look easy. And I'm like, well, maybe it's not so bad. That's how I feel about Plutonia right now. Again, keep reminding me, everyone, I will do Plutonia. I've had exactly one request for Plutonia. I intend to honor that one. Because I've meant to for a while. And after doing all these Doom clones that aren't quite Doom, I feel like any amount of repetitive Doom content is just fine. But what about those shovelware CDs? No. That unfortunately means I don't know if I would have any plans for the master levels of Doom 2 or maximum Doom, whatever that was.